There is something going on in the crypto market that we have been talking about for a very long time. It looks like it is finally happening. I woke up, everything was kind of okay. A couple of minutes later, I checked and everything had a crash instantly. So we're going to talk about that and how we can profit from that, of course. And maybe we can also take a look, because I get a lot of questions like, yo, do you have any idea then when it is time to get into the altcoin market? Well, let's take a look at that. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on anything. So first of all, the crypto market is going down quite hard, right? Let me show you this right here first. This, what I saw, is the Bitcoin dominance, and that was the first chart that I looked at this morning when I woke up, and I saw the Bitcoin dominance breaking out. So I was like, oh, this is going up, and it's pretty correlated to Bitcoin, so probably Bitcoin is going up. But then I looked at Bitcoin, and what did I see? Bitcoin is going down, not much, but Bitcoin is going down. So then before I looked at altcoins, I started to think like, okay, but if the Bitcoin dominance is going up and if Bitcoin is going down, then altcoins probably look pretty wrecked. And that's kind of what we talked about for a long time. And it looks like today is finally the day where it's showing off that it's happening now. And yeah, if you look at altcoins, they are getting pretty wrecked. I first saw BNB. And BNB was already down, of course, but today, this is the daily chart. Today, it had another lag down from 260 all the way to 230, which is around 10%. So I thought like, oh, but BNB is one of the stronger coins, right? So how are other altcoins looking like? Well, some altcoins are not looking so fine at the moment. But then I looked at the total 3, and this is the total 3. And guys, this is exactly, I don't want to say like, oh, I was right. I don't care about that necessarily. Of course, I'm happy that I made the right decisions. I hope you were taking my opinion into consideration, that it wasn't time yet to buy altcoins, right? Because what we spoke about is that Bitcoin is, you know, was in the same falling wedge from November 2021, right? And Bitcoin broke out in January. Right here is where Bitcoin broke out. That's what you can see on this chart. Let me take a look. Yeah, here in January, Bitcoin broke out. Why? Well, Bitcoin was already sitting at the top of that wedge when we got a pump. Right? At that same time, though, the altcoin market was sitting at the bottom, give or take, right? Somewhere here. So altcoins also went up that time, but not that much because they had resistance that Bitcoin just broke. So for Bitcoin to go back into that falling wedge, it's still very long from here. If Bitcoin has to do that today, right, today, then Bitcoin would have to go to around $15,000. Right, and the longer it takes, the lower we have to get, because of course this wedge is coming down. So let's say it happens in September, we have to go to 12K, right? So the more time goes by, the more impossible I counter the fact that that will happen. However, altcoins were still there, and now, like I said, altcoins. We said it a couple of days ago. Altcoins lost any, support. We already broke the bull market support band. If you look at the weekly chart, we have the bull market support band. Altcoins were already below that. If you look at the daily chart, we were below the 50 moving average, the 100 and the 200 weighted moving average. So the only support that altcoins had left was this right here, around 340 billion, give or take. Now we broke that, and you'll see what happens when we break that. We get an instant drop. This is a daily candle, all right? This is a daily candle. That's quite of a drop, of course, but it's a very, expected drop. And now we are basically not far from making new lows. If you look where this went on the fake out, right, we are, sitting 2% from lows on the general altcoin market. Now I can already tell you a lot of altcoins on their dollar pair already made new lows. A lot of altcoins on their Bitcoin pair are way below that already. Some altcoins are way somewhere down into the price discovery range. And therefore it might feel like, ooh, this is maybe a good place to now step into altcoins. And Although it could definitely be a good moment to put in a first DCA on some altcoins. Some altcoins are now again in price discovery, and they can go down another 80% from here. It sounds stupid, but I know a couple of here when everybody was calling for an alt season, and where I got into some arguments with like these influencers that's supposed to know that shit. They were calling me crazy as well. Like, guys, this is no alt season. This is wait for it for a retest, right? Don't buy right there. Otherwise, you have the chance of this. Well, and this is exactly what happened right now. Therefore, you want to wait for the retest, or you want to buy at the support. People bought at resistance anyway, and they got wrecked. Come on, this is what I'm trying to like. Not that I know this stuff, but you know, the basics is just you do not buy resistance and you do not sell support, right? And nevertheless, people like to do that because that's what your emotions are telling you. Like, shit, I'm gonna miss out. And now that we're here, it's all scary. I tweeted, when it feels too scary to buy altcoins, it's probably the best time to buy altcoins. It's totally what it is. It's just what it is, right? If you now feel about a certain altcoin like, oh, I don't know, this is really not feeling good, price-wise, right? Then it's probably a very good moment. So yeah, altcoins are down quite a lot right now. And it's not like now everybody notices it. Right, but if you take it from here, for example, once we were here all the time, it was down 15%. Nobody really talked about it, you know, because it was just a couple percent every day or every week, nothing too crazy. But now that it happens in a single daily candle of 11%, everybody notices. While this was basically already going on for months, it's now just, you know, moving up the speed a little bit. Well, a little bit, quite hard, but you know, it's not different. We're still going down, and one day we will be more red than the other, and we will have a couple of green days, of course. That's what happens. So let me tell you a little bit about when I think it's a good moment to buy altcoins, and also take a look at some specific altcoins. Now, one altcoin that I want to take a look at is, of course, but that's very quickly. What do you mean? We released our project yesterday. It did very well. It was a relaunch, right? So we started at $0.0013 dollar. And we're now sitting at 3.9. So it's already 3x, even when altcoins are getting wrecked and when, well, our coin is paired to a wrecked BNB. So that's pretty decent. And we made a very decent high right here of around 0.004 and a half, give or take. So the chart is looking really, really, really healthy. Tomorrow I'll drop a video about what do you mean, because there is so much coming for this project. I don't want to talk about it today, though. There are more important things. If you look, by the way, at the social metrics, that's quite funny, because now people really don't give a shit anymore. It's so funny, right? Look at the social metrics. So this is the amount of YouTube subscribers, viewers, Twitter followers for crypto, Twitter, etc. That's the red line. The red line, it is going down hard, right? That's basically, this is showing, okay, this is where most people are in crypto, and this is where the least people are in crypto. People are leaving crypto, right? When was the best time to buy crypto based on the previous cycles? Well, at the lows, right? The blue line is the Bitcoin low. Where was the red line sitting then? Also when nobody gave a shit about crypto. Here at the bottom for Bitcoin, nobody gave a shit about crypto. Your best entry is when nobody else gives a shit. All right, we are really approaching the not shit giving city right there. Are we there yet? No, we are not there yet. There are too many people in crypto. Too many people are still asking about altcoins, still looking at meme coins, at stuff that you should not really have in a bear market, right? So there's too much interest still. So yeah, if you ask me when to buy altcoins, yeah, you can take a look at your specific altcoin chart, but there are multiple charts I would like to take a look at and combine them a little bit before I know that it's time to really go heavy. And if I don't have a position in an altcoin that I do think is really good and is on a heavy discount right now, I could definitely dollar cost already a little bit. But the big amounts, comparing this chart, for example, when we really go, well, here, I think like where we were over here, at 0.06, maybe even 0, right? What we had before, where nobody gives a shit. Really nobody gives a shit, right? Because that's where nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's where a lot of projects will die as well, right? Because you can now feel like, oh, I like Nakamoto games, just an example. Okay, and it's cheap. Okay, so you buy right now. Who says that project is going to survive? You don't know. You don't know, right? And that goes for every project. And you can be like, yeah, but this project is super good and they will keep on building and they have a lot of runway. Believe me, you do not know. You don't know. The best projects can and will die. Even the projects that you and I like most. I'm a big investor in Seedify, for example. Could Seedify die? Of course. Why not? It's crypto. Can all die. It can all die. That's what a bear market does. We did not, this blue line right here on Bitcoin. A lot of people feel like, yeah, this was the bear market. For Bitcoin, it was probably. The altcoin bear market is still going on. And the toughest part is now, between now and the rest of the year, probably. Something like that, right? Because it can give you that mind fuck, right? Like, it's now low. You don't have the balls to buy right now. You want to see how things plays out and like SEC regulations and Binance, Coinbase, scary, right? There's always a reason. But then it goes up and you feel like, oh, I'm confident again. Let's buy. And then it goes down again and you'll be like, fuck. You're going to panic. That's going to shake you out of the market. And at the end of the day, it all goes a little down, little sideways, little this and that. And a bear market has the magic to kick you out, and to wreck you, and to make sure that everybody leaves crypto. So I want to take a look at some specific altcoins, but first, again, this Bitcoin dominance. What I now expect, guys, is this. So the problem here is, it depends on if you are prepared, of course. The thing is that the Bitcoin dominance is now moving up, right? And it looks like it's breaking this resistance area right here. Now, what if Bitcoin goes down and the altcoin and the Bitcoin dominance goes down a little bit with it, but it now finds support right here, maybe even here. But let's say it finds support, it goes up a little bit and it finds support right here. This is the new floor for the Bitcoin dominance then. All right, so what if Bitcoin goes down, the dominance bounces here and Bitcoin goes up further? And it will mean that the dominance can finally moon. And that will mean that altcoins are going to get even wrecked more against their Bitcoin pair. Now, again, just an example, AVAX, for example, right? AVAX already lost support. Some altcoins did not do that yet. Some are very close. I don't know, Cardano, Cardano completely getting wrecked. A lot. I think a lot of altcoins that I'm going to take a look at completely wrecked against their Bitcoin pair. I don't know, HBAR, for example, wrecked like it's hanging like on this. Moonbeam was already wrecked. It's now getting wrecked harder. Hex is the prime example of how to get wrecked. Kusama, I don't know, wrecked. Like everything is wrecked. Like, right? Always exceptions, but overall it's pretty wrecked. Now, the problem is that what I've shown you, if this happens, which is very likely, and we'll see how far this can go, then the Bitcoin pair on these altcoins will go down a lot, right? A lot. Can go down 50, 60%, whatever. I don't know. A lot. But then, what if Bitcoin then sees a good correction? What do you think this would mean if the Bitcoin pair on these altcoins is already sitting very low and Bitcoin then sees a, like not a $1,000 correction, but a real correction? What do you think that's going to mean for altcoin dollar pairs? The final capitulation. The final capitulation, right? And that's bad for a lot of altcoins because what support is there? Like, for example, AVAX. AVAX cannot take any more hits from here, right? Because then where's the support? Well, here, maybe somewhere, $4 AVAX in this case, right? Something like that. And a lot of altcoins will look like that. Cardano, where's Cardano going in that case? Well, it has some room at 18 cents, but if we break that, 10 cents Cardano maybe, right? Could happen. And one thing, it sounds scary, but it's only scary if you are not prepared, right? If you are prepared, this is gonna make you so fucking rich. Because what if you bought Cardano right here, for example, at 3 cents? Do you know what it did? Went to $3, right? Did 100x. Went more than $3, by the way. I think it was 350 or so. It did a 150x, something like that, from the 2 cents. We are now sitting at 24, right? But it's kind of now, this is the first big red candle, right? It's in my opinion, not over. What if this continues for the rest of the year? It's not that we have to take a look at these levels. Altcoins are going to levels where you don't want to buy them anymore because you feel like this is dead, right? And hopefully the projects themselves admit that they are not dead and they know the market cycles and they will keep on building. And then, for example, Cardano is a very good one because it survived 2 cycles already. They know, right? I'm not buying Cardano right now. But if it ever gets to around maybe 9, 6 cents, whatever, I'm going heavy, right? Not because I like Cardano, I don't care, but because it's going to make you a lot of money, right? Because if it goes back, let's say if it goes back to its all-time high, $3, what is it? That's a 12x. Yeah, okay, nice, right? Like, okay, that's cool. If we go back, you make 12x on Cardano, yeah, 1170%. But what if it goes to, let's say, this support over here, give or take, of 7 cents? If we then go back to all-time highs, you make 44x, right? And you don't have to lose your money in the meantime. That's very hard to time that bottom, of course, and you cannot, and you will not, and I won't try even to time the bottom, but I also don't try to buy every single dip that occurs, right? And if we take this line, by the way, then Cardano has some support right now, but I'm not trying to buy every, because a couple of months ago, there were also people commenting on the channel like, yeah, just dollar cost the dips and you will be fine. Yeah, if you, of course, like if you don't want to make a lot of money and if you can suffer, if you can stand the temporary losses, then it's all good. But at the end of the day, if you buy every single dip, right, then your average will be laying very much higher than where it is right now. Right? I'm still sitting in a lot of dollars, and till today, especially today, I don't regret not buying yet, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Phantom as well, like Phantom, it went up from 800 Satoshis all the way to like 3,000, and people were buying and they were bullish again. Now it's back basically at that 900, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. People freak out. Right, and some people, and that's the worst thing, because some people, they try to throw some TA wisdom at it and be like, oh yeah, look, double bottom, let's buy. Yeah, and what if that doesn't play out? Because like I said, you know, Bitcoin dominance is mooning right now. It's different than what it was over here, right? That this is not the recipe for a consistent double bottom, if you ask me, right? The total 3 is, you know, crashing right now with no support at all. Bitcoin haven't really seen that big correction yet. The S&P hasn't even corrected yet from this major run. What if that all happens? Right, then we won't get a double bottom. Then we will go like twice as low and people will freak the fuck out. And then they don't want to, you know, get these altcoins anymore. And if nobody wants them, you want to want them. Please remember that. This is not the first time this happened. This isn't the first time this happened, right? A lot of altcoins went through this already. And it's always a different reason. Now it's the SEC, regulations and all of that. Yeah, maybe we you know, shouldn't have all these fucking scams in crypto. Maybe we don't need regulation in that case. We do this ourselves. Right? I'm not saying you make scams, but there are scams in crypto. All these fake exchanges that go down and all of that. It's terrible, right? Yeah, then this is what you get for look. If you look at the biggest losers right now, you may feel very tempted to buy them. And it's maybe not a bad idea, like I said, to pick some good quality altcoins up. But also saying like, don't be surprised if it gets way lower than where it is right now. But yeah, it's hard because you also don't want to, you know, totally go with that and feel like, okay, I'm not buying and then completely missing out at the next run. It's just my opinion right here. Look, my gaming portfolio, Delysium taking a big hit. Of course, a very big hit. It's like a smaller cap, it's newer, it has some vesting. So yeah, it's going down, right? Sucks because I get a lot of tokens daily and this is fucking with my passive income. Well, sucks for me, right? But it's part of the game, man. Magic project that like, yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna say this. I don't like talking bad about people, but I'm just gonna do this. Influencers suck. There was a guy on my Twitter. He said, "Oh, alt season." I said, "Well, I sent him the total 3. I said, "Well, I don't think so." And he was like, "Oh yeah, don't make yourself look stupid." Now I sent him the chart again, and I get no response, of course. If someone has like 100,000 followers or so, it doesn't mean that person is smarter and that you necessarily should listen to them. Crypto banter fucked it all up. They fucked it all up. Also, Sheldon, I thought was a smart guy. Also, a couple of months ago, oh, alt season. No alt season. Even Hustlepedia, like, yeah, Magic, good project, this and that. 140 seems like a good buy. It's 60 cents right now. IMX, everything under $1 is cheap. Well, okay, did you buy at 80 cents? It's now 60, right? Like, I don't want to shill altcoins like too much because people just feel like, okay, we should buy right now. That's just how it works. People take that advice, right, while it's maybe not even meant to be as advice, but like, and I will get my timing wrong as well. I know that. I mean, at a certain point, I will say to you, like, okay, I think it's time to buy. And maybe we will get better entries after that. Or maybe I'm a little too late. I'm not saying to time it. But I see so many influencers talking about it all the time. And when they are wrong, it's never like, oh shit, sorry, I fucked up. And it's always like, no. It's like it's never happened. Like, come on, guys. Take some responsibility. But yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. I think it sucks really. Anything else I want to show you? Yeah, so what I said, like the social metrics are one indicator for me when it's time to buy. It really should be a bit lower than what it is right now. Another indicator for me to buy crypto is when the Bitcoin dominance is really breaking out, right? Because if you want to buy crypto, you can better buy Bitcoin still, right? Because everything is down on its Bitcoin pair. So if you were in Bitcoin, you will get the lowest prices right now. I do expect the dominance to go at least to 50%, but probably 53 and maybe even higher than that, though. We'll have to see by then, but that's where this is a big indication for me when to buy altcoins as well. The total 3, of course, right? This is reflecting every single altcoin, basically. Yeah, and if this is the trend, right? This is the trend. I said this is the trend, and as long as the trend is intact, I'm sticking to the trend, right? And so what do you do with the trend? Again, you don't buy at resistance, you buy at support, right? It's now not even halfway to the support, right? So I do think that we will get a very beautiful entry when we're down here. And again, in 2018, also, we were in the same thing, right? We were in a downwards trend. We had a fake out for a couple of days, but we get back in. We went down quite hard and we even went below the wedge. What we're seeing right now is totally the same, basically. When this falling wedge, we break out for a couple of days, we fall back in. Are we going to get below that wedge? I don't know. I'm not putting my money on that, but I'm at least not buying the resistance of that. So that's also a chart that I'm looking at to when to buy altcoins. And I think Ethereum, Bitcoin is holding up still pretty well. I think Ethereum is one of the big reasons why altcoins are still holding up. All right, and if you feel like, well, altcoin is holding up, let me put it like this. I think that as soon as Ethereum, Bitcoin crashes, altcoins get wrecked completely wrecked. This today was so far, it's still morning right here, 20% move down for a lot of altcoins. It's wrecked. It's wrecked, but can it get to 60, 70, 80, 90 for some? Yes. Will that happen? I'm pretty sure it will. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to touch on. Also, by the way, I found this chart really interesting. This is the total 3 divided by the Bitcoin market cap. All right, so this is the altcoin market cap compared to the Bitcoin market cap. And now you finally see as well that altcoins compared to Bitcoin went up quite a lot, right? Since 2020, basically. And really in November 2022, altcoins started to go down against Bitcoin hard as well, right? So we have the total 3. This is the altcoins versus dollar, basically. Well, this is altcoins versus Bitcoin, basically. And yeah, you know, same kind of phases, right? You have accumulation phase where you buy, you have the uptrend where you make your money, you have the distribution phase where you take your profits. And now we basically, not too long ago, a half a year ago, we started the downtrend, right? Where will this end? Who knows? But this could get definitely over here probably, which is twice as low. And what I mean by that is that altcoins on their Bitcoin pair overall could definitely go down twice from where they are right now. So for example, again, if you look at Cardano Bitcoin, where it is right now, 900 Satoshi. Okay, cool. Just the average, right? If this goes down 50%, then it will be sitting somewhere around here. Makes sense kind in this case. 400 Satoshis, give or take, right? So you might feel like, okay, ADA down twice as much. But that's compared to Bitcoin. Again, if Bitcoin also goes down, then ADA dollar is getting destroyed, okay? Destroyed. I'm not saying here, I don't know, man. I'm not saying this will happen because I don't know. I do say this is likely and this is possible. Prepare yourself for that. This is an opportunity. In 2 years, if you are prepared, in 2 years, you will laugh your nuts out of your sack, man. I swear this is going to be beautiful. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm still here every day. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please turn on the bell notification. Don't miss out on anything. Like the video, push it a little bit into YouTube's algorithm. I know nobody is here. I'm talking to myself right now. But let's get as many people here as we can so we can have the smartest, richest, and the happiest community in crypto. See you tomorrow.